So today it's the Monday um, of Holy Week. Okay, and basically yesterday we went over the Passion, which was walked through in the Gospel of Mark, and we talked about the Old Testament, Isaiah. Today again, it's the reading of Isaiah, and it Isaiah, of course, is the prophecy of Christ coming to us, of the Messiah, the Mashiach. I like saying that word. That's a Hebrew for it, for Messiah. But when we read the Gospel of John today, he refers to Mary using oil to anoint Jesus's feet and then dry them with her hair. And of course, Judas Iscariot says, "Well, why did we do this? We just used a bunch of oil that we could have sold, alabaster, for a bunch of money and feed the poor." And John in his gospel, John watched Judas. He knew he was stealing from the coffers. Judas was, in essence, the money keeper, and John watched him. He saw this, and he said, it wasn't because Judas wanted to feed the poor. He wanted to. He wanted the money. He wanted to steal the money. So we kind of see that that background of Judas and who he was. You don't really see that when he goes and gives Jesus up. We don't really understand why Judas does this. Does he do it for the money? He got 30 shekels, which is 30 pieces of silver, and then later repents and throws it and gives it back to the Pharisees. But he hangs himself before he can seek forgiveness. So John is giving us this picture of who Judas is and setting up, what is going to happen. It's 6 days. They're at the house of Lazarus, who he had already raised from the dead. Martha and Mary there, and I know you've heard of Martha and Mary and who they were and how they, participated with Jesus. Martha is always the one running around and making sure she's busy and making sure everybody's fed, and Mary's always sitting at the feet of Jesus. And they both had their own way of showing their love for Christ. So it's kind of interesting to see this whole process take place and the interaction with Judas Iscariot, setting up what is going to happen when Judas gives him to the Pharisees and turns him over. And of course, Jesus, he knows it's going to happen. And he tells Judas, it's like, hey, look, you're always going to have the poor. And he was right. We always have the poor. We've always had the poor. So when we look at this whole interaction, Jesus is trying to point out that you're always going to have the poor. You're always going to have those who are afflicted. What Mary is doing and what we should do is to pay homage to Christ, to pay homage to God, and God, through our prayer, through our assistance, will help the poor, will do what is needed to bring the poor to Christ. So we see the beginning. This is Monday, the first day of Holy Week, and it's always there's already just a ton of stuff going on with Christ and what is happening. So let's pay attention to that. Let's focus on what's going to happen coming up during the week, and I'll come back tomorrow and we'll talk about what's happening on Tuesday of Holy Week, and we'll move forward from there. But in the meantime, say a quick rosary, say a quick prayer to allow you to open your heart up to Christ and fill you with the Holy Spirit as we go into this Holy Week. Thank you, and God bless.